exploring the multiverse of pop culture.
This is Podcasserole.
An Adam and JP show.
It's time to play the game. Time to play the game! It's all about the game, and how you play it. All about control, and if you can take it, all about your debt. And if you can pay it, it's all about pain. And who's gonna make it? I am the game. You don't wanna play me. I am control. No way you can shake me.
Hey, it's Podcasserole.
Oh, hey there.
There's Adam.
You know what I love? I love a lot of things.
Bologna.
I do love bologna. That's pretty much like a meat pancake, you know? I love a good meat pancake.
So, before you tell me what you love,
Yeah.
our friend of the show,
Yeah.
original Adam and JP founding family member, Brooklyn, recently went on a 2-week trip across Europe.
Right.
She brought back snacks,
Oh, really?
and one of the snacks she brought back was a Stroop waffle, and those things are amazing.
What's that mean? What's that about?
It looks like a small waffle. It's a pastry. Is a waffle a pastry?
I think so. A bakery item? A
Yeah.
bakery good?
Yeah, and the key is to have a hot beverage and let it steam, because it's not tough, but it's solid until you take that hot tea or coffee, and then you let the steam kind of soften the Stroop waffle. And those are fantastic.
You put a syrup on there? A sauce?
No, because it's got you can get an apple, you can get a plain. It's got a thin filling inside.
Uh-huh.
So it's really good. Yeah.
Interesting.
What do you love?
A lot of things. Bologna, like you said. I love, it's close. We're counting down to the countdown. We're close to Halloween.
Oh boy.
I thought about it today. It's our first recording session right now.
You feel like we should be doing Adam's Ghost?
Not yet. Not yet, but it's almost, I think.
We're in August.
I know. I think next week or 2 weeks. It's
What?
Mid to late August. We always start in August. Every year you say this, but go back to every year's August episodes and we start it, and you're always confused about it.
All right, while you're telling me what you love, I'm going to go back and see the...
Yeah, so I love starting Halloween in August. I mean, it's Halloween time. It's August.
It's not Halloween time.
It is totally
It's summer.
Don't
It was 95 degrees today.
You know how this, it can be 80 in December here in Tennessee. It doesn't make any sense. It's just the way it works. Don't ruin my Halloween time, please. So I love Halloween. I do love bologna. I love when we do our top lists, and not because we're saying these are the best, but we're expressing our favorites and giving a history of why they're so important to us. Do you like top 20 lists?
I do.
As much as I
enjoy
do?
The Big 20.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the Big 20 with Adam.
All right, yeah.
Welcome to the Big 20 with Adam.
So if we're up to you, when would you want to start doing Halloween stuff?
Well, here, okay, I'm going back to... Okay. August 16th
Yeah.
of last year, 2018, we did an episode called The All Hallows Eve Pre-Show.
Right. So that counts. August 16th.
Oh, what does it say here? School is back in session. Baseball season is in. Baseball is in its final weeks, and Halloween candy is in the store. So
Halloween
Adam and
time.
JP dip into some Halloween fun with the first ever All Hallows Eve pre-show. Sure, it's August, but you love Halloween.
See?
But the following week, we did not do Halloween. And then that was August 24th. And then August 31st, I remember we didn't want to do Halloween, but the episode ended up being called Adam's Undercover Halloween episode because you snuck Halloween into it. It's an old-fashioned chat fest that Adam kind of turns into a Halloween show.
You see?
The boys chat creepy real-life deaths. JP has some adventures at a county fair. Adam has a new gig.
Oh, trivia.
Oh, plus Dragon Con memories and the SOB OTW. We haven't done the SOB OTW in forever.
That's
And
true.
we haven't done This Week in NWO News.
That's true.
September 15th,
Totally hit. It's going to be Halloween.
2018.
Yeah.
September 15th, a full month after the pre-show. Halloween 2018. And then because last year, every Halloween episode was called Halloween 2018.
Yeah.
And then whatever it was. Do you remember what we talked about last year?
I have no clue.
The first one was revisiting Scream 1 and Scream 2.
Nice.
Revisiting Scream 3 and Scream 4. Adam and JP's Trick or Treat bag. We just talked about
My favorite
Halloween
candies.
candy.
Yeah.
From Psycho to Bates Motel.
Oh, I do remember that. Yeah.
The Twilight Zone. That was August of last year or October?
October, yeah.
That was October 12th.
What's that?
Just remembered what was after that.
What happened? What was it?
The Halloween Super Show 2018 Part 1 and the Halloween Super Show 2018 Part 2.
The Super Show.
Oh, yes. Let's see if I can skip right to the end of the Super Show Part 1.
I do remember this. Yeah, that's been a year?
He went to the zombie
shooting thing. Does that count last year? Went to that.
So then he was able to
Yeah.
back up to the roof.
That was October, wasn't it? We talked about Halloween
She doesn't
stuff.
understand haunted houses.
Yeah, exactly.
She thinks it's real life.
It is involuntary that when she gets scared, she punches.
had a girlfriend like that back in the day. Yeah, I remember this. Okay.
Do you remember it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
boy.
So it's time.
And
It's
then,
officially August is Halloween time.
And then November 2nd, Year in Music, 1993. And
an
non-Halloween, non-spoiler review.
Ah.
And then November 9th was called Adam Throws a Hot Dog Down a Hallway. I remember the joke. If we titled it that, people would listen just because that was the title.
Yeah.
And Holiday Movie Chat.
Huh.
Then
So-
Stan Lee died
Yeah.
in November of
Don't
last
keep going
year.
through all that. It's going to be a bunch of sad stuff.
And then November 23rd,
There you go.
from Rocky to Creed.
But yeah, so August is officially Halloween time. You saw it there. There was a Halloween pre-show last year. And I guarantee, don't do it, but I guarantee you go back the years prior, August is the time it starts. It's just what happens around here. It's just nature. Nature take its course.
Okay, so you love Halloween.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Okay.
And top 20 countdowns, which I have one here in front of me, in case you're curious.
So should we do the Big 20?
I think we
First
should.
of all, we just created a new segment. This is officially the Big 20.
Big 20. I think that could be done for everything.
Yeah, like our favorite Halloween memories.
Ooh, that's good too. I like the Big 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we just created a new podcast.
I mean, you could really do Big 20, even not just movies, but movie genres. You could do top 20 action movies. You could.
Yeah, you could.
Top 20 horror movie. You could do all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. I'm totally down for
The
that.
Big 20 is a fun thing to do. The monthly Big 20.
It would be very easy.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, we got to start thinking about Halloween, like subjects.
That's all I'm thinking of all year. We're good.
Oh, okay. So what are we doing this year during Halloween?
We'll think about it. we'll verbally think about it.
Do you want to get right into your Big 20?
We could, yeah. I can do that.
Okay.
The old Big 20?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
We'll just start there.
This is in first off, just like the movies were, this is in no order, not chronologically, not of importance. Last isn't best, first isn't best, middle isn't best. They're all special in their own ways. It's not newest to oldest, but I do want to start off with, I guess, maybe the oldest one, and this is pure coincidence, but it's one of the first ones I have memories playing. If people ask me what game I'm best at, this is the game I go to. And from 1982, I'm talking about Miss Pac-Man, of course. Of course, this was in the arcades. You still find these in arcade expos today. They had some ports to consoles and things, but the arcade version was the best.
You're really good at this game.
I never brag about anything, but I'm amazing at Miss Pac-Man.
You really are.
That's all I have going for me. Spelling and Miss Pac-Man.
I mean, anytime we go to like a gaming expo, your sole mission is just set the high score on the Miss Pac-Man
and it happens
machine.
every time. It just does.
Do you have a favorite screen?
It's lame. Probably the first set.
Do you like when it gets faster, or does it eventually get too fast?
I like the fastness of it. Like even there are different speeds on the machines as well. Sometimes you have the slow, sometimes super fast, and there's a sweet spot in there I want.
Yeah.
Like too slow throws me off. I know it sounds odd, but it's like playing a rhythm game we may speak of later on. Sometimes when you get to a certain level, I mean, not even the best of the best, but even a moderate medium level, if you go back down to easy again, it's almost tougher.
How many
Yeah.
How many screens do you have to get to before you get to the kill screen? Do you know?
Ooh, that's a good question. I've forgotten, honestly. I should look that up. But yeah, it's one of my favorites. put many hundreds of hours, many thousands of quarters. But I guess these days it's mostly free play, honestly, at the expos.
I think Miss Pac-Man plays better than Pac-Man.
I believe, yeah.
I think it's a smoother
I
game.
totally believe so. Mm-hmm. I know Pac-Man is the original of that series, but I strongly prefer Miss Pac-Man. And if I ever, my daughter's, her nursery is a Miss Pac-Man room. And so I want to have an actual machine someday to put in there. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
You came very close to getting one not long ago.
Very close. Yeah, they're not a bad price. Not bad at all.
So that's number 20?
No, well, yeah, in no particular order. It is
Right.
number 20. Yeah.
Well, it's the big 20.
It's the big 20. Let's go on now to, let's jump up to the year of 2000. Let's do 2004. 2004 is a fun year.
Okay.
Right? There was a game, first off, the console is the original Xbox, the Xbox OG, as we call it now. We can't say the one anymore. It was from Lionhead Studios, kind of a third-person RPG. Went on with multiple sequels, but it was called Fable. Did you ever play Fable before?
Nope.
You never played Fable?
No.
Good, great games. There were 3 in the main installment there. Like I said, a third person. This was the first game I ever played myself. You've had RPGs from years prior and years after where the storyline and the visuals change based on the choices you make, but Fable was different. In classic video game fashion, if you want to restore some health points, you can eat food, right, in a normal game. Mm-hmm. In this game, if you choose an apple, as time... Ooh, there it is. There's the music. If you choose an apple as time goes on, your character becomes more fit. If you choose the apple pie, your character, as time goes on, will get a gut. And as you do different things throughout the game, bad or good, your physical appearance changes based on what you do. If you do terrible things, you'll become scalier skin, kind of darker hair. If you do terrible things for so long, you start sprouting horns out. If you do great things, you almost get an angelic halo over your head.
So that makes sense because in the cover for Fable, it's a innocent-looking character looking over a pool of water, and his reflection is evil.
Yeah, you start off as a small boy. Your town is set ablaze, and you have to kind of find out who did that and who took your family. And your path is totally up to you. There's a linear story to follow, but what you do with that story is very good or evil, and everything changes based on your decisions.
It's up to you now.
Pretty much, yeah. So Fable, check that out. They had Fable 1, Fable 2, Fable 3. Later on in 3, you have a dog companion. Fun but sad. It was good.
What year was that?
Fable 1 was 2004. Not, a little semi-spoiler, but at the end of 3, you have a choice to make. I believe the choice is you have this dog you've had the whole time, your companion since birth pretty much. You have the love of your life, your female love of your life, and then you have the rest of the town you live in. There's some kind of decision, some choice. All 3 of those, your dog, your love, the townspeople are wiped out. At the end, you can only choose one of those to bring back. Your pet, your love, or thousands of villagers. What do you do?
That's tough.
Yeah, that's a tough one, right? Yeah, so stuff like that comes up. It's fun.
I think I'd split the difference and just bring the dog back.
You think so? Split the difference. But think it's a dog. I mean, if they're lucky 3 more years out of it, think about that.
I mean, the love of your life, that's a lot of pressure. Thousands of people, that's a lot of pressure. Split the difference. Bring back the dog.
I'll stick with the RPG route for a bit. From 1997, some people say the greatest game of all time. I won't go that far. But Final Fantasy VII is a special game. If you walk into any tabletop gaming place, odds are someone, if not currently, sometime before, they've talked about Final Fantasy VII. There was a time in my life in gaming stores you couldn't walk into any of those and not hear the words Final Fantasy VII brought up. I mean, you've heard the talk a lot, too. And I don't think you've played Final Fantasy at all,
I have
you?
not.
So the classic, at least back then, there were the Japanese-style role-playing, turn-based role-playing games. A lot of twists, a lot of turns, multi-disc on the PlayStation 1. Just, at the time, good graphics. They've been teasing a PS4 remake for years now, and I think that'll come out soon episodically. But yeah, Final Fantasy VII. We just finished up Final Fantasy 15, came out a few years ago, so 16's coming soon. That's how far we are in the future with that, but 7 stands out as one of the greatest.
When this came out in 1997, it was huge.
Yeah.
Huge. I remember I was working at Toys R Us, and just the pre-orders for this game, the marketing for this game, they even went so far as to, do you remember when the t-shirts that would come in the small...
Oh, yeah, like super squished?
Yeah, cubes.
Yeah.
I had 3 Final Fantasy VII
Really?
t-shirts. Yeah.
Wow.
Because they were, what is that called? That packing called?
I'm not sure.
Where it's all airtight, like
Yeah.
all the air is sucked
Is it
out.
vacuum sealed?
Vacuum sealed, yeah.
Yeah.
But
This was the first, I believe, the first Final Fantasy not on a Nintendo console. So it was kind of the first big thing to jump ship like that. Good times. Play some Final Fantasy VII. A big shock. So this is the first game I played. We're talking personal memories where you could rename your characters. So of course you have Cloud, which is the default name of your main character, but you have the choice right when you meet him, you become him, to rename him. So of course I renamed him Adam. It's my story. It's a role-playing game. I'm playing this role.
I was going to say, what dirty word did you use?
No, I used all people I knew. And so as time goes on, you get your first girlfriend. You name her your current girlfriend, but you meet another girl. It's
Yeah.
your actual girlfriend, so she's, your real girlfriend's name too. It gets convoluted. It's fun, though. Surprise ending, surprise deaths. It's good.
Your name is Turd Waffle.
Pretty much. If people ask me,
Adam,
they say, Adam, you're on a stranded island.
so you're on the stranded island.
Yeah. And you have one game to play for the rest of your life.
And you can only bring one game.
I think you know what I would pick. I've told you many times. What do you think I would pick? One game. The rest of my life.
Mr. Mouth.
It's a game from 2011 called Minecraft. Multiple consoles. Almost every console known to man, of course, on PC as well. Tablets even can play Minecraft. I mean, what else do you have to say about Minecraft? It's the game. It's the Seinfeld of video games. There is no story. You create your own story, and because of that, it's fantastic. It's my wife's favorite game. I mean, I've said it for years. My favorite, not my favorite game, but it's the one you can get the most joy out of. I can start right now. Oh, that's so good. That sound is so good. And that's a characteristic itself. The soundtrack alone is fantastic.
Bring it up a little bit.
If you want, yeah. And so the music will change based on time of day and what's happening, so you can be underground mining and pretty much know what's happening up top.
Well, let me go an hour and 20 minutes into this
Okay.
and see what it sounds like.
Oh, sun's coming up. Really, that's what's happening.
Oh, so if I go back, then it should be dark, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's dark. So at nighttime, the mobs come out, the bad things.
To this music?
Not to the music, but while the music's playing, sure. But they can spawn zombies, skeletons, spiders.
I feel like I'm shopping in a Kirkland's.
Check out if you haven't played Minecraft, I mean, it's everywhere. It's cheap, if not free.
I haven't.
Every single thing. You should.
And I will not check it
I'm
out.
telling you, I know the aesthetics, the visuals throw you off, but it's much deeper. A 10-year-old could not grasp the full concept of Minecraft unless they're a genius. It's true. Let's go
That's
on.
not very nice.
Let's go on to 1988.
1988.
Let's go back. I love Mega Man, and personally, without a doubt, my favorite Mega Man is Mega Man 2 on the original, on the NES. This is the first Mega Man I ever played. And the Mega Man franchise is notorious for being super difficult, super hard, but having some charm, some allure to it. And so the way it works with any Mega Man game, you have the Brady Bunch squares of villains. You can choose which path you take and win. Whenever you beat one villain, you move on to the next villain robot. And it's a fantastic game. Great story. They spawn many things like the Proto Man. You have to love that. So Mega Man 2 is one of my favorites of all time. Is this a rap?
Yeah, because you know who this is.
Is this Mega Ran?
This is Mega Ran.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But honestly, the Mega Man 2 soundtrack is my favorite. It's funny. It's my favorite gaming soundtrack of all time. Every boss has a great theme song. Crash, they're all good.
Do you have this album?
Not Mega Ran's. I have the Mega Man, but not the Mega Ran.
What did you buy at the Gaming Expo? I thought it was Mega Ran. Because we went to see Mega Ran.
Well, that was at MomoCon.
Oh, who did we see at
At the Arcade Expo, we had the Bit Brigade.
Oh, the Bit
They're the
Brigade.
ones that play it, and then while they're beating it as well. They play the soundtrack, almost a metal version of it, while a real person's on stage beating the game pretty much flawlessly.
Yeah.
It's very impressive. Bit Brigade is fantastic. Mm-hmm. And they beat Mega Man 2 while we were there.
That's true, they did.
Yeah.
And then you went and bought the vinyl.
I did. I was so impressed. I was sold. But Mega Ran's good too. We saw him at MomoCon.
Yeah.
Let's go to the year of 1990. everyone knows Super Mario Brothers. Mm-hmm. I mean, can you deny that Super Mario Brothers 3 is the best installment of that franchise? What would you think? Give me a little teaser. I'd imagine at least one Mario Brothers game is on your list next week, hopefully. Does 3 make that, or does 1 make it, is the question. Maybe Super Mario World. Maybe you're a
It's
world
not Super
guy.
Mario World.
Yeah, same.
It's not Super Mario World. It might be Super Mario Brothers 3.
3's... Oh. When you think a major important part of gaming, more so back then than now, and it could be because the lack of visuals for games, the sound is very important.
Yeah.
With games now being so visually impressive, sound not so much. But I think to this day, that's why the old retro games, even pinball to this day, sound is so important because the visuals just aren't there. I may get some hate from that from our Broken Token guys, but I mean, clearly the visuals are not there. It's
I didn't know the Big 20 was going to have so many hot takes.
but it's true. Compared to a PS4 Pro or an Xbox One X graphics heavy game, I mean, a pinball game does not have that visual.
So you're saying,
Yeah.
just for the sake of this argument, let me make sure what you're saying here, that you have to do an AC/DC pinball game because otherwise it would just be boring.
Not just that kind of sound, but I think the sound is so important, as we see for retro games with 8-bit graphics or a pinball game with 0 to very minimal graphics. I think the audio is very important because it's making up for lost visuals.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a bad thing.
Okay.
I mean, with like a Mario game now doesn't have music this great. The Mega Man 2 stuff was fantastic. No game in 2019 will stand up to this audio. It won't, because it doesn't have to. It has stronger legs of visuals that are more impressive. If you're slobbering over how good the character looks, you don't care about the sound. Is
a good
that bad?
point.
Yeah. But when you're looking at an 8-bit sprite going through water,
Which is what you would be doing right here.
you have to have the sound, yeah.
That's true. Good
Just-
point.
Yeah, not a hate on pinball. Just saying that's why the sound is so important. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Remember, you can direct those to Adam, care of
Yeah.
adamandjp@gmail.com.
I saw the sniffles for this too. Okay, let's go on to the year after. The year is 1991. Nintendo has their big mascot with Sonic with Super Mario Brothers, but Sega Genesis comes out, and they want to play the game too. And Sonic the Hedgehog comes out as their main mascot identity. And let me tell you what. Let me tell you, brother. When this game first came out, I remember seeing this on my CRT TV, and I thought that was the pinnacle of video gaming. I did not believe gaming could get better looking than 1991
It was very
Sonic.
impressive.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, what was the handheld Sega?
The Game Gear?
Game Gear.
Uh-huh.
It looked really good on the Game Gear,
It really
too.
did, yeah, for the time. Once again, every zone had its own theme song, very memorable. Things that would not happen now.
What's your take on the Sonic movie?
It looks terrible, but it may get better after the redo, so we'll see.
What weird legs.
Yeah. Man, this is so banging.
And a human mouth.
It's a banging bop right here. I just beat this last month. It's still fresh in my head. Yeah. Now, were you ever a Sonic fan at all? Were you ever a Genesis guy?
Have I ever told you the... Okay, so... I'm trying to think what year it was. I remember... what was the year the CD came out?
The Sega CD?
Sega CD.
93-ish? 92-ish?
Maybe it was 93. So... Nintendo and Sega both paid for an employee of the store to be their expert during Christmas season. And I wanted to be the Nintendo expert. Instead, I had to be the Sega expert.
Ooh.
And so whenever people would come over to look at video games, you had to try to sway them to purchase the Sega versus the Nintendo. And I had to wear a special jacket for this.
That's awesome.
And it was a Sonic the Hedgehog jacket.
That sounds fun.
It was a Sonic jacket. Yeah. So I was very familiar with the Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
Even though I've never owned a Sega Genesis, and I was just lukewarm on Sonic.
Really?
But that Christmas, I loved it.
Because you had to?
I had to.
Let's go a little more modern. And I think, let me double check. This is the most recent game on my list, but it stands the test of time, it'll show. I don't think there will be any audio for this, but you can try it if you want. I spoke of it a few weeks, maybe months ago. What Remains of Edith Finch? Do you remember me talking about this?
I do.
Man, I cannot explain this game. I even got Brooklyn to play the game. She played it as well. We talked. It was almost a small book club we had. We both played that and talked about it amongst ourselves. I don't know what that is.
That is a commercial with karaoke in it.
But yeah, PC, PS4, Xbox One, What Remains of Edith Finch. I guarantee you there's no game you'll ever play and you've played before like this game.
So what exactly is the plot? Annapurna? Really?
What's that? You know what that is?
Annapurna Interactive? Yeah.
Oh.
I'm sure my mom was just trying to protect me. Now that there's only one of us left, I thought it was time I heard the stories.
So pretty much.
But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem.
Yeah.
From the team
We believed
behind
so
The
much in
Unfinished Swan.
characters. We made it real.
This looks kind of Bioshocky.
You can see that.
But it had to end one way or another.
What Remains of Edith Finch?
So the story, quickly, if we can do that, it's you play the role of Edith Finch. Her grandmother has this large family of children, siblings, husbands, cousins even, and the Finch house started off as a pretty good sized 3-story home. And as time goes on, people moved in, moved out. She would build on extra pieces. So you have this very architecturally strange visual of this house with different limbs and branches and columns to it. Anyways, once the grandmother dies, she leaves the final key, the only key to the home, to her granddaughter Edith, I believe 15 or 16-year-old girl who you're playing the role of. You go in there with this key, and you're pretty much unlocking the history of everyone that's lived there. And it's almost like the Kennedy family style. Everyone in the family has this tragic end at a very young age, earlier than they should be. It's a very tragic death. And as you unlock rooms to doors to rooms, everyone's room, you relive their death. It's their death.
Oh, wow.
See how they died. And once you go in there, it's a totally different game every time. It's not the same gameplay to it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Every person's memory is totally different. I mean, it goes from, I want to say the oldest may be a 60-year-old man that gets hit by a train to an 18-month-old toddler. And you are in first person as they're dying. It's insane.
Yeah, that's really impressive that it's Annapurna Interactive,
Yeah.
Annapurna Films. I think they've done some horror movies here recently. Yeah.
That makes sense.
So,
But it's, I've never played a game like it. And it was just, I couldn't put it down. Very well done. Impressive. It's a few years old now. So, yeah, check it out. Do it. Play the game.
What Remains of Edith Finch?
Like I said, Brooklyn played it. See what her thoughts are. But What Remains of Edith Finch.
Can you trust her, really?
Yeah, that's a good point. 2017. Let's go on to the year of 2002. I'll talk a little bit about this. We've done it before. We, here on Podcast Earl, we're fans of pro wrestling.
Oh, boy.
So there was a game called WrestleMania X8 that comes out on the GameCube in 2002. Now, I know you may be more of a fan of the older games, of the Day of Reckoning series, but WrestleMania X8 holds a special place in this heart right here. And like I said, we've spoken of it many times before, so I won't beat the dead horse, but we had, our championships, our plastic belts as full-grown adults we would fight for. We had cards written out, pay-per-views, people in suits, belts, hats, ties. It happened.
Yeah.
Don't be embarrassed of your past. But WrestleMania X8 for the GameCube, I think a severely, severely underrated game. I guess on this list right here, I would imagine has the lowest Metacritic score of all these. But the amount of hours we've had and then the actual experiences can't be topped.
Yeah.
Now, I'm aware there are better wrestling games out there, but this isn't a best games list of all time. It's my favorite, and honestly, I had the most fun with this game. There are betters out there. Of wrestling games, what's your favorite wrestling game? You may not even put it on your list.
Day of Reckoning.
Yeah.
Two.
You think two?
Two.
Make two the best?
Mm-hmm.
But there, it was a party experience. I see videos, and it's funny. I was talking to my wife about this last week, watching a horror movie. And in almost every horror movie, at least a teen movie, you see those high school parties, the keggers with topless girls and red Solo cups. And I tell her I honestly never went to one of those. Like, our parties were in my friend's basement eating Chips Ahoy, playing wrestling games. I mean, I'm serious when I say that. So when some people look back on those are the good old days of doing keggers and keg stands and Solo cups, mine was actually playing, hitting the angle slam at just the right time. That's what I go back to.
Well, that's good because I was at your high school parties, and I was not in high school. So if any of that underage drinking or drug use was going on, I could have gone to jail. So I'm really glad that your high school parties are that.
So tell me that. I mean, maybe a little off mic, but did you have those crazy parties you see on TV? I mean, so is that a yes
Have
or
you
no
seen
face?
pictures of me in high school?
I mean, I see those guys in those movies, though.
I'm not saying. Apparently, there was like a lot of people that would go to the creek.
So I've heard now.
Go to the river.
I've heard now field parties were a thing in my high school.
Yeah.
I just never knew about it.
I never knew about them either. I never went. No, my parties were with the band kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what, yeah.
If we watched Yo MTV Raps, it was
Right.
getting pretty crazy. Or Headbangers Ball. Do you remember
Funny.
Headbangers Ball?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's, so yeah, WrestleMania X8. We'll fly past that.
120 Minutes, is that what it was called? That other show?
Can't remember that one.
Yeah.
Maybe so, yeah. I believe we used to do my yearly favorite games back in the show and the Adam and JP show days. And my game of the year for 2012. You want to guess what that was?
2012.
You'll never get it, but you want to guess what it is?
No, let me. 2012. I'm trying to think. Because I remember going to GameStop with you to some release nights in 2012. And I can't think of it. I don't know.
Assassin's Creed 3. Now, even if I'm a huge fan of I guess I'll say the first 5 Assassin's Creed games. But in 3, honestly, once again, if you look at the ratings, 3 will always be the lowest. But something about that Revolutionary War setting. I've never played a game with that before, and it was a fantastic time. Did you ever play any Assassin's Creed games at all? I don't think you got into those, did you?
Yeah, I played the first one. I thought the first one was really good. I really enjoyed
more
it.
of like the Crusades.
Yeah.
2 was in the Italian Renaissance, and most people love 2 the most with Ezio. But 3 with Connor, or Rotana Tainton, I think his name was. His Native American name. But Connor is what you call him in the game.
Conor McGregor.
Yeah, pretty much. But in that year, 2012, man, the Assassin's Creed 3, they had some DLC where George Washington became king, and he was a tyrant. Remember King Washington?
Yes.
The Tyranny of King Washington?
Tyranny of King Washington.
Yeah. So that was a good time. Yeah.
We have done this long enough that a game that came out while we were doing this show, now, well, actually, several, now that I think about it, make your top 20 games of all time.
That's
list.
true. Think about that. That's crazy, right? Yeah. Let's do another one that came out. I have 2 more that came out while we're doing the show. In the year of 2013, I was a late adapter to the PlayStation 3. I'm talking like last year or 2 of it. But one of the reasons I bought that PS3 was a game called The Last of Us. And to this day, if I had to do a top 5 games of all time, this game would make my top 5.
What is it about this game?
Man, I don't know. The voice acting, the actual story itself, just the motion capture. It was one of the first games, as far as I know, from Naughty Dog especially, where they had actual actors come in a full motion capture suit, capturing their audio while they're doing the motions as well. So you think of like a cartoon, you see a guy in a t-shirt in a studio doing his sounds, right?
Yeah.
These people are doing the actual audio and sounds for the game while acting it out as well, while wearing the motion capture suit. So you're watching, it's a full movie performance. It's recording their visuals of their movements and the actual audio all in one take. It's all there. And that just, it makes it more genuine. It really does.
So the graphics, is this what the actors actually look like?
Pretty-ish, kind of. I mean, they're body shaping things, yes, but a little more hair added, a little more facial hair. Like the actual Ellie is the main character female's name. She's more of a teenage girl, but the actress is just a small grown woman. Yeah, it's good though. Fantastic. You can call it a zombie game, but they're called tickers. It's a little more than zombies.
Hasn't there been a sequel?
Yeah, it's coming soonish.
Okay.
Yeah, good 6-year gap to it. So, yeah, The Last of Us. I don't want to say too much about spoiling it. I know it's 6 years old at this point, but please, they even have a PS4 version. I'm begging you. You would like The Last of Us.
I probably would.
You actually really would.
I think I would.
Imagine if I don't want to say Rockstar because there's no there's no risque stuff to it, but the gameplay to it.
Yeah.
If Rockstar made like a zombie, it made like a Walking Dead game.
Because that's what I like about the Rockstar games is the gameplay.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
and
that.
the story and the depth of the story.
Let's talk Rockstar for a bit, shall we? In the same year, in 2013, which is weird, 6
I knew
years.
that's
now.
what you would go with.
Grand Theft Auto 5.
I knew it.
I mean, that's we talked about it last week. You can pick Grand Theft Auto 4. Some would say 3. Of course, Vice City is one of my favorites. But Grand Theft Auto 5, man. Like it's Trevor alone, right? Wouldn't you think? The soundtrack, the size of the map, the activities you can do. Once again, if I had a top 5 list, this would be on there for sure. There's no game, to me, that comes close to covering the acreage, gameplay-wise or actual in-map, what this can do. It's amazing.
And they're still adding. Like, I want to jump back on because they just opened the casino.
I was going to tell you that just like 2 weeks ago.
Was it the Diamond Casino?
Yeah. It was under construction for so long, but they opened it up. And now you can go in there.
Was it actually in construction in-game?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Like, they've been building it in the game.
Yeah, it finally opened up. It's like WoW for people that aren't WoW players. It really is, yeah.
Like, I do want to go play in the casino.
Do it.
Like, here's how big this is. I listened to the podcast Stuff You Should Know. They were doing live reads for the Diamond Casino.
Are you serious?
And it's not until the end they even mention GTA 5.
Really?
It's like, you've got to check out Diamond Casino now in Los Santos.
Wow.
And then at the end of it, it's like, play it now on GTA Live.
Wow.
Yeah. Or whatever what is the...
I think it's GTA Online.
GTA Online, yeah. Because that's kind of what it's called now.
Yeah.
They don't say GTA 5, it's
Right.
GTA Online.
I think they promised from the get-go of more DLC expansions for the story, the actual 3 cast members, but I'm sure they saw the money that came in. Because you can buy, use real money to get in-game currency.
Yeah.
And to this day, they're always pushing sales because they're making so much money.
Yeah, I want to go play the Diamond Casino.
Yeah.
But then
just playing in the background, your suit.
Yeah. Like, that's kind of all I want to do. I just want to go play in the casino.
Yeah.
Because you can buy a penthouse there.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. You spend all that real money.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can. You don't have to.
You don't have to, right.
But, and people are.
Right.
Spending all that money, like real currency for the cryptocurrency in-game or the in-game currency. Technically not cryptocurrency, but in-game currency. And then one day that server will be wiped and it'll all be gone.
Yeah. It's true. Mm-hmm. That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's just like World of Warcraft. Like, that will not last forever.
No.
There are people that have spent dozens of thousands of dollars and hundreds of thousands of hours, and one day that won't matter a bit.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary.
Right now, we've been listening to Los Santos Rock Radio.
Yeah, nice. Speaking of spending hundreds and thousands of hours, I want to talk about Hearthstone for a bit. I almost didn't put this on here. Some people don't count this as a video game because it's a digital representation of a tabletop trading card game by Blizzard. Now, to be fair,
Are you listening to yourself?
now, to be fair, for the first 6 months of its release, you were a fan of Hearthstone. You were into it, yeah?
Okay, that's true.
Yeah.
I was always slow to get on the Hearthstone train.
Yeah. But you still played it and enjoyed it.
I did.
Yeah, we played quite a bit.
Yeah.
I believe there was
I
some
didn't win a lot.
I believe there was an episode or two where we just were playing Hearthstone.
Well, somebody was.
Right.
I think the last time Josh was on, he was still playing Hearthstone.
This is the whole time. I play it daily. I still play it daily. I still do.
Yeah.
I really do. I played it a few hours ago. Once again, good music. If you don't know what Hearthstone is, it is by Blizzard, of course, the people, the brains, the geniuses behind, of course, now Overwatch, World of Warcraft, any Warcraft, Diablo, games like that. Blizzard put this out using pretty much a World of Warcraft base to it, and they have trading cards based on those characters with actual abilities, health, attack, and spells can happen, secrets.
Oh, trading cards I can buy and trade with my friends?
No, they're actual digital. Now, you can use real money to buy digital cards, but nothing is tangible, you see, JP. Nothing at all.
Got you.
New expansion comes out just in a few weeks here again.
How many is this? How many
man.
expansions have I missed?
Oh, at least 12.
Oh, wow.
I mean, one came out. That's a good question. I'll check in a bit. I mean, one came out 3 months ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I think they'd gone through, when I stopped playing, they'd gone through their first expansion.
Yeah, they were a slow start to that, but now it's pretty much quarterly.
Are they still nerfing cards left and right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Good time, though. Let's go on to 2007. A little game called BioShock, in case you've heard of that before. I promise I'll stop saying this, but if I had to make a top 5 list, this would be...
You have already filled this list.
No, I'm only number 3. This would definitely be in top 5. I thought about the sequels. 2 is good, Infinite's great, but the first one, man, something about BioShock from 2007, I don't know what it is. The visuals, the philosophy behind it, the sound design, the level design, everything, the secret twists, everything's great.
The murder of children.
But you can choose that. That's the thing. It's all about choices, kind of like Fable. You can take the sea slug of Adam back, or you can, just be done with him. Whatever you want to do. So, like JP said, there are options. You have to deal with little sisters, they're called. And they're bad guys. They help the big daddies out and extract some Adam from dead bodies. So you have the choice, once you corner them and trap them, to get the extra Adam, which is pretty much in-game currency, or you can save them and not hurt them and get very little currency. So harvest or save. What do you do with little girls?
That just sounds so...
What?
Harvesting. There's children, and you can kill them to harvest.
Well, then, at this point, they're not normal kids anymore. So it's up to you. BioShock is good. That's the old aesthetic like that. In the same year, 2007.
Hold on a second.
Oh, yeah?
I'm playing this just for BioShock.
Okay. Okay. Took me a while.
Yeah. You're welcome.
In 2007 as well. I thought about putting more of this genre on here, but I thought that would be too excessive. But the first original Rock Band deserves to be on my list. Great times once again in this crazy party basement I come from, with my red Solo cups filled with Kool-Aid. Honestly, no joke, no irony there. Rock Band was fantastic. We all got pretty good, didn't we? We became all right.
Yeah.
Why are you sad?
I miss Rock Band.
Right? I mean, my friends and I we were traveling for a bit. I told you, tournaments. We would win Xboxes.
For your friends.
Yeah.
You didn't win me an Xbox.
I think you already had them. Yeah, by the time we got Rock Band together, you already had the 360. But a friend of ours did not have Rock Band, so we travel, go to this tournament, win the tournament, get the Xbox, give it to him. That's a big surprise. It was fun.
Yeah.
What was your favorite instrument to play in Rock Band?
Guitar.
Guitar?
Yeah.
No bass, no drums, no singing?
No. I tried to become proficient on the drums.
Yeah.
I'm okay on medium.
Yeah. Because it was brilliant. I mean, years prior, they had the Guitar Hero franchise. For years before that, they've had Karaoke Revolution. And you bring those together with the drum set and bass. Fantastic, man. Great concept.
Just hearing these songs
yeah.
is taking me right back. Yeah. Wow. The Pixies.
Yeah. Wave of Mutilation.
We have spent a lot of hours
yes,
playing Rock Band.
Oh, yeah.
Rock Band was the game that made us get an Xbox One.
Really?
Or Xbox 360.
Oh, 360, yeah. Yeah, that was. You played that at
New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
We played Rock Band. My wife and I, it was like we got married in September of 2007.
Mm-hmm.
September 8th, 2007. And we're married for 3 months. We go to this New Year's Eve party where we play Rock Band. The next day, January 1st, 2008, we go and buy an Xbox 360 and Rock Band.
That's funny, yeah. Mm-hmm. Wow.
And Guitar Hero.
Yeah. And shortly after, your GTA 4 came out, and there you were, Cops and Crooks.
Yep.
You were hooked.
I was hooked. Never looked back, baby. Now I'm all PS4.
I know. It happens. It's okay. Let's go to the year of 1995. You know, if people ask me my favorite console of all time, I'm going to say the Sega Saturn. So I'm going to talk about at least 2 Saturn games here. You know, as well, I'm a fan of FMVs. You know, I'm a sucker for the full motion video games. It sounds like a joke, but it's not.
I don't even think I'm going to find anything for this.
No, in 1995, a game called Double Switch comes out with the likes of.
That's not what I thought you were going to say.
Double Switch. We have Corey Haim, we have Arlie Ermey, we have Debbie Harry, amongst other big names. Comes out from Digital Pictures, Tom Zito Productions, 1995. Double Switch, one of the greatest games of all time, I believe. Honestly, not being joking about that. Fantastic game.
Ah,
What happened?
well, I was watching. Like, I got into the video.
Yeah?
and then it's one of these where now you have to watch the commercial.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I don't have YouTube Red
Oh, gotcha.
or whatever it's called.
Yeah. If it is
What's
this-
called now.
I guess it's premium. I think now. But if it is Eddie in the basement and the security camera, is that what's happening?
It looks like we're in a pyramid of some sort, maybe.
Okay. That's the band room. So what happens here? What you're seeing, you're confused about. You are.
Here's Brutus.
Okay. You know that actor too.
Do I?
Oh, it's probably a villain.
Oh, that's
Arlie
Ermey.
Yeah.
Alex.
Alex is like the hot blonde roommate he likes.
Yeah. Wow. This looks like a 90s Nickelodeon show. I'm not going to lie. This looks real cheap.
This is the concept of Night Trap perfected.
Which is what I thought you were going to say.
Oh no, this is the idea of Night Trap perfected.
Oh, now it's the band room.
Screwing off again, man. Well, yeah, I know. But listen, we got plenty of time to rehearse before the breakfast.
Oh, this.
Let's go.
So is this all it is? We're in the lobby. So is this all you're just jumping around from camera to camera?
Yeah, but you're trying to catch a bad guy. So what happens is you are you. You get a feed tapped in. A guy's name is Eddie.
Put me on hold again.
Eddie is he works for this old hotel, centuries old. He's trapped in the basement. Eddie is played by Corey Haim. He tells you he with your computer. This is 1995, by the way. He taps you in, lets you take control of all of the traps and all of the security cameras in this hotel.
Why does this hotel have traps?
Eddie rigged them up just to
Oh.
be safe, yes,
Oh,
for
okay.
security. And so every room has the traps. You have to rig those up and pretty much watch the bad guys come in. You have a certain percentage you have to stay above from the bad guys. And, of course, there's a deeper turn as the story goes on. There's a twist there. Good people are bad people and vice versa. Deaths happen.
Oh, yeah, it looks like the band's about to die. Oh, nope, he fell into the trap. Oh, nope, he skipped. Oh, I don't know.
So you have to go back and forth. Yeah, a lot of things are happening.
Yeah.
I would recommend checking out a full gameplay video of Double Switch. They have it there where you're not going through the traps like this because this is the gameplay.
Yeah.
You can have it where you watch the full movie of it. Check it out, Double
Yeah,
Switch.
because I can imagine that
It's an
it
actual
would not be
story.
very long. I mean, it's full motion video in 95.
Yeah, but there were 2 discs at the time too, so I mean maybe 45 minutes.
The entire thing's 45 minutes.
If I had to guess, yeah, from start to finish, because there's it's a pre-rendered, predetermined time to it. Yeah, do Double Switch. Check it out. Just last month.
Was that Busy Phillips?
No, not then, right?
I don't know. When was Freaks and Geeks?
99 maybe?
Okay, yeah, it probably. Well, it might have been.
Yeah. But check it out. Double Switch is good. Just last month, Limited Run Games released that for the Nintendo Switch and the PlayStation 4. So you can play Double Switch on your PlayStation 4.
Nice.
Honestly, you really can.
Yeah.
It's pretty exciting. What about the same year, the same console? And this is going to seem like one of those IGN takes, I promise. This is the only one on my list. But from 1995, by Sonic Team, the same people that made Sonic the Hedgehog tried to make a mascot for the Sega Saturn called Knights. And the game is called Knights into Dreams. Did you ever see this or play that game at all called Knights into Dreams?
No.
So this game came packaged with a special, they call it the 3D Saturn controller. And what that was, if you want to look that up sometime, the 3D Saturn controller was 98% just the Sega Dreamcast controller, but black. Same design, same button layout, everything. Meant to be played with this game. You could play it with a normal Saturn controller, but it was, what is that? Is that Knights into Dreams?
Yes, it is.
What? Are you serious?
Yes.
I've never heard this song in my life.
Nights into Dreams, perfect album.
Is it a different Knights into Dreams?
No.
It's the game, huh? Wow. I've never heard that. I believe you.
Well, there's other
hidden
music
track.
from this too.
But pretty much the designers of Sonic wanted to make the new mascot for the Saturn, and that's when Knights comes into play. Knights is pretty much like an incubus or a succubus that comes out at nighttime. Imagine a nighttime flying jester that you become during your dreams in the night world. Sounds fun, right?
No.
They had a sequel later on for the Wii. Wasn't half as good, but the original Knights into Dreams from 1995 on the Saturn is a thing of beauty. I promise you.
Is this more of what you were thinking?
Yeah, it's dreamy. Oh, here it goes. Are you Knights or still little boy? What are you right now?
Oh, it's just the music.
Oh, okay. I thought you were playing the game.
Yeah.
Never mind. No. Check it out. Knights into Dreams. Once again, it's on the Saturn, so kind of, that's my IGN hipster pick. But I do love that game. Let's go on.
Glenn Miller story.
Let's
of
go on
video
more
games.
of the heavy hitters. 2011. We talked about this game when it came out 8 years ago on the show here. At first, did not like it. Now I realize one of the greatest games of all time, Elder Scrolls V, Skyrim, as some people say. Man, I know you don't like this style. I know you don't like it. You're not a huge Bethesda fan, except for one game we'll talk about right after this. But the high fantasy, the orcs, the elves, you choose your race. The first person, you're shouting, row, shouting people off of cliffs.
What's over there?
You do love the Macho Dragon. All mods aside, Elder Scrolls V, Skyrim is fantastic. 6 will be ridiculously awesome. Who hasn't played Skyrim and love it? So no joke, I played this game for 250 hours before playing the second mission in the story.
Yeah.
There it is again.
Yeah!
So talk me through this. What is it you hate about high fantasy?
If the dragons were Macho Man, I would love it. If Macho Man had been in the final episode of Game of Thrones, I think everyone would have loved it more.
Going wild. Man,
Need a little excitement.
That is still funny.
But the legends be true. Legends don't burn down villages.
Because I'm wild, yeah!
We need to move now. We just need to move.
Yeah!
If you haven't seen the Macho Dragon Skyrim mod, please do yourself a favor and do just that.
Ooh, yeah!
In on the other side. Jump through the roof and keep going.
Oh! Yeah!
It's cut off.
That's
good.
What is it do I not like about high fantasy?
Yeah, what is it, really?
I don't know. I just don't. It's just not my thing.
Were you ever a D&D player back in the day?
No.
I never was. I always wanted to, but never had a chance.
No, me too.
You know?
The D&D kids wouldn't even play with me.
Maybe that's what it is. It's like, right?
You could be right.
Mm-hmm. We have 2 left,
There was no Castle JP.
We have 2 left in this list. I'll stick with the same company that made that. We'll stick with Bethesda, but for me, from 2008, Fallout 3 makes my list.
Oh.
I like 3 much more than 4.
Really?
I really do, yeah.
That's so strange.
I know. I never beat 4. I still didn't. I have a chance, of course. Just never did.
You gave up on it.
Yeah, I just never felt it. I don't know. Like the story tried to be better, but it wasn't. I just like the Lone Wanderer.
Well, here's the thing.
I thought the soundtrack was better in 3. I don't know.
I do love Tenpenny Towers.
Yeah, you do love Tenpenny Towers. 3. It's just. I think it's a better. It's like it's a better game. It could have been like we spoke of before with movies and things. Like you didn't expect it, and 4 is more of the same for 3. But 3 is great. 3's good.
I know this isn't from Fallout 3.
Yeah,
Roll out to the fallout,
Makes sense, though.
baby, when they drop that bomb.
It's a nice suit, Tenpenny.
It is,
Through
yeah,
the
sure.
fallout with the greatest of a clown.
Yeah, I do like Fallout 3. Do you remember how long it took me to play it?
It was a while, right?
Like 5 years after it came out, I
Yeah.
finally played it.
Yeah.
And loved it.
Because that was 2008. That game is now 11 years old.
Yeah.
Fallout 3 is.
And I played it in 2012 or 2013.
Yeah.
I think it was 2012.
Yeah.
I remember like spending a whole weekend playing that game.
Good. Because it's the traveling of
It's
it.
strong.
And I feel like the Capital Wasteland is a better setting than Boston. Don't you agree with that at least?
Well, by that rationale, Vegas should be the best location of all, and it's kind of weak.
I don't know. I think to me, like DC has so many landmarks.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just.
Did you blow up Boomtown? I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
Well, you know what I did.
I'm sure you blew it up.
Oh, I did. I was a much different gamer back then.
Right.
It's very violent.
Yeah. So Fallout 3 is fantastic. Soundtrack, gameplay, visuals, story. It's all good. At the time, it was doing stuff that no other game had done. The console first-person gather survival stuff, but now those are kind of everywhere. But I still believe Fallout 3 did it first and best. And for my final game on the list, once again in no order, 2010, we have another Rockstar installment. That is the classic Red Dead Redemption. It is now 9 years old. Isn't that crazy?
Oh, wow.
That was 2010 that came out. So not only the single player with John Marston is fantastic, but you and I, between the two of us, online, have had some good times with that game.
I hate to tell you what you probably already know.
What's that?
Our favorite thing is not back in the second one.
Is it not? No. Really?
No Liar's
I
Dice.
think Liar's Dice would be back.
At least not that I found.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it could be, but I don't think so. Yeah, that first Red Dead, man, that was a good game.
Yeah. I don't know why I haven't played the second, just haven't gotten a chance yet, but honestly, comparing the two, do you like 2 or 1 better, honestly? Like, if you think about the time...
I don't think it's fair to compare.
Really?
Yeah. Because by the time you get to Red Dead 2... Go ahead.
Well, from on the outside looking into you, I feel like you got more out of 1 than 2. I just feel like that.
I don't know, did I?
I feel like it had more of a longer lasting impression, where 2, I feel like you played for a week and you haven't thought or talked about it since.
Oh, no, I played through it at Christmas.
I know, but you haven't spoke of it since.
Yeah, but there's no Undead Nightmare.
I mean, yeah.
And me and you aren't playing it constantly.
Yeah.
That's what kept Red Dead going for me originally.
Uh-huh.
I played through the story, and then you and I would play online. We'd play Liar's Dice, and then we'd face the Horde and Red Dead Nightmare and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So.
Just a good, very good story, wasn't it? And the voice. So Rockstar, if you know anything about us, we love those. I mean, the voice actors are so good.
Yeah.
They hardly ever use someone that's of a celebrity level.
Mm-hmm.
They just get kind of normal guys, kind of lower voice actors, if voice actors at all. And they always come out to do the best jobs.
Yeah.
They really do.
They really do. Yeah. I don't know. That'd be tough to decide if I like the story of the second one is better for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Because it's the second one. You have the success of the first one to... I mean, Red Dead 2, didn't that go down as one of the most successful games in history?
Most expensive to make. I have to check the numbers to see how much it sold. I know expense-wise to make it, the budget was insane.
Mm-hmm.
So they should make their money back. It's Rockstar. They'll release no bombs. Even if the game is terrible, they'll still sell tons of copies, so it doesn't matter.
Do you remember a favorite part of the story of the first one?
Not really. I mean, is there something you're looking for, or you're just asking?
I'm just asking you in general.
I guess I can kind of spoil it, but, once John dies and his son takes over, Jack, that's pretty cool.
Jack.
It's the same visual. You see the actual tombstone. It pans out with the rain, and it's an adult Jack.
Yeah.
And you have that one final mission to avenge your father.
He's
That's
going
awesome.
after the Pinkerton guys.
Yeah, that was cool to me.
I can't wait for you to play the second one.
Yeah. Huh. I need to.
Mm-hmm.
But that was my top 20 list of my favorite game. Any surprises, shocks in there?
That's been Adam's Big 20.
Any shocks there? Not so
Video
much?
games.
I mean,
what was that?
Maybe Double Switch, but that's an FMV. You should have known one was going to be on there.
That Night Dream?
Oh, Nights into Dreams. Really?
Yeah. I never heard of that.
Really?
All these other games I'd heard of.
Yeah.
Even Fable, even though I'd never played it.
Yeah.
I guess if I were you, I don't think there was one that would shocked me though.
Right.
I knew a BioShock game was.
I told you mine's pretty safe. Most people will be like, "Where's the Zelda?" I don't like Zelda games.
You don't play that Zelda game.
Sorry. I did my average year as we did the movies as well. I like to see the average. My average year on there was the year of 2002, which makes sense. I would be 18 years old. That's prime time gaming time, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I thought it was, what did I say, 96? I thought it would be.
99 is what you guessed. That was pretty close. Yeah.
Are
you ready for yours?
Man, this is going to take a minute.
You think so?
Yeah.
Really? And do it the way you want to, but I don't list things numbered. I just write down all of my favorite games And so my first draft had 36 games on there, and so I had to chop down 16 to get to 20.
That is how we did our movies, right?
Right, yeah.
We did in no particular order.
Yeah, yeah. It's the way to do it.
So did you have games that almost made the list? Because honestly, and I know you said if it was a franchise, you were only going to pick one from the franchise, but GTA or Vice City.
Yeah. 4 or Vice City. I love Vice City so much. I spent a lot of time with Vice City. That gave me my love of 80s music. Like, I was never exposed to it until that movie came, or that game came out.
Really?
A lot of those songs I was hearing for the first time, and they're some of my favorites now because of that game. Vice City is good. Rainbow Six 3 was on there. I know it seems like an odd choice, but on the original Xbox days, hundreds of hours were spent with me playing that game online. I made good online friends. I witnessed a proposal on that game one time. True story. We were intense with it.
No way. Take me through that.
Rainbow Six 3. Oh man, the community for that. It was an online tactical shooter. A Tom Clancy Rainbow Six 3 game, and it was just the community was there, man. Like I've never once had a gaming experience like that before. So that alone was great. The way it worked, it's a tactical game, so you would have teams of up to 6 versus another team up to 6, and you would slowly play the game. But if you died, you have to wait until the rest of your team died as well. So you could be sitting in the lobby for 10, 15 minutes, but the game timer only counted while you were alive walking the hallways. And last I checked, I had like 380 hours in the game just of playing.
Oh, wow.
So we're talking probably thousands of hours played that game. Loved it. Loved some Rainbow Six 3.
So did that spawn any sort of interest to go watch Tom Clancy movies or read Tom Clancy novels?
Not really so much, because, the single player wasn't that big of a deal. It was the online, and there was no story to it. It was just,
Who proposed to who?
His name was a nasty discharge. Proposed to Smelly Katie.
Oh wow! Sounds like a match made in heaven.
Heard it there. And he was British and had the cool accent. It was cool.
Any other games that almost made the list?
Altered Beast almost made. I took that away.
That's a good one.
I love Altered Beast. I loved it on the arcade. Loved the Sega Genesis version. Golden Axe, for the same reason, almost made it. The first game I ever beat was Golden Axe. On the arcade, it was fantastic. Brought it home for the Sega Genesis. Batman Arkham City almost made it.
Oh, that's definitely on mine.
It had to get cut, though, for other ones. But that was on there for a bit. That's the ones I can remember. Like I said, I had 16 more, but those are the ones that hurt me to take off. Tetris was on there, and I thought, is that more of, I understand how important that is, or is that my favorite? And I was like, I like it, but it's not one of my favorites. Mm-hmm. But I do love Tetris.
No Pong?
No, but it wouldn't make the top 20. I understand the importance of it, and this isn't that kind of list.
So It's your favorite games.
Yeah, favorite games, yeah.
Let us know your favorite games. You can tweet us.
Yeah, at Adam and JP, let me know. I don't know if 20 will fit in the characters, but at least top 3, top 5. Once again, your favorites don't have to be the best or the best selling, or just don't worry what people say. Tell me your favorite games.
Or you can email us, adamandjp@gmail.com.
That's true as well.
And you can look at the Facebook page.
Yeah, it's on there.
It's like a time capsule.
Facebook.com/AdamandJP. It's been over a year, but it's all right.
I'm Jay Patrick. That's Adam.
You've been eating a top 20 podcast roll.